Welcome to the Brunswick High Coaches Show with head coach Larry Harold Jr. Brought to you by Advanced Rehab, Pristine Water, Bruce Kennedy Tire, Sinorama, and by the Copper Pig. Now here is your host, Mr. Brunswick High, Kip Branch.
Welcome to the Brunswick High Coaches Show with head coach Larry Harold on the Bishop Media Sports Network. Live every Thursday night at the Copper Pig. I'm Kip Branch with Coach Larry Harold. This segment is brought to you by the Copper Pig, Advanced Rehab, Pristine Water, Bruce Kennedy Tire, and by Sinorama. And now join us, the head coach of the Brunswick High Pirates, Coach Larry Harold.
How's it going, Kip?
I'm doing fine, Coach. Last Friday night at Ware County Stadium, we host the Bradwell Institute Tigers for homecoming, and the Pirates came out victorious 34-13. Talk a little bit about that football game.
Just once again, give all glory and honor to God for that victory and for sustaining us so long through a rigorous season. Just happy for our community, our school, our student body, our faculty, administration for finally being able to come home and displaying a good ball game. Just happy for my young men. They've, triumphed through so many ups and downs to finally come home and put together a complete game. Was great to see.
Coach, on Monday night on the live calling show, we talked about the running backs first, but tonight we're going to talk about that offensive line first. 484 yards rushing against Bradwell. Talk a little bit about that unit as a whole last Friday night.
Well, today we just awarded them with the Farm Bureau Player of the Week award. It's an award that Farm Bureau gives every weekend. I just told the guys, our running backs had some great numbers along with Sean Smith, but when you rush for 484 yards, that's all due to the offensive line. And, they're just a great group of kids. Deontay Demery, left tackle, Jabari Williams, the sophomore Ty Henson, John Kano, and of course, the super freshman, Warren McClendon Jr. So just happy with those young men. Again, they're all underclassmen. They were recognized in the AJC this week for lines of distinction, for rushing for that many yards. And just really, like Sean said in the paper earlier this week, just glad to give a glimpse to our community of things to look for going into the off-season, into the 2016 season.
Those 484 yards, are they the most yards of football a Larry Harold football team's ever had in a football game?
Ever by far. Again, like I said, I did, 350, 360, even 380. Never 484. And to have 300-yard rushers is another plateau. So you think you've seen it all in a 14-year career as an assistant and a head coach, but that was one for the ages. Had a couple of text messages this week, and that's what they were saying. Wow, we didn't realize y'all running for that many yards and had over 500 yards of offense. So, we've been talking all year long about our young backs. The community our fans finally got to see what we're talking about, and just having that dynamic quarterback that can, threaten the perimeter. Opens up that run game, and then once they start focusing on those sophomore running backs, and then, there goes Sean.
Coach, we had a 69-yard run called back and other big game runs that were called back due to penalties. We could have been close to 600 yards rushing in that football game if those penalties, those flags don't come out. And, that was quite an effort last Friday night by that offensive line.
Yeah, great effort. Just proud of our receivers for blocking as well. DJ Whitfield, Kenneth Dallas got his first touchdown of the season. He's a senior. Just to kind of hit on him, we hit on it Monday. We really had a great situation where we were able to give him his first touchdown. Sean and the rest of the offensive line were like, Coach, we got to get him in. Kenneth Dallas' sister's terminally ill. They haven't, given her long. And we wanted to reward her. She came out of the Savannah Hospital just for that one game. And to get her brother in the end zone, for that night was just special, man. The kids really were happy for him. I kind of get overwhelmed even thinking about it. Just that she would persevere like that to come see her brother. It was just a great evening for the Pirate Nation and for our Pirate football program.
This is the Brunswick High Coaches Show with head coach Larry Harold on the Bishop Media Sports Network. Coach, I meet every Wednesday morning with 4 of your football players for a 707 Bible study. And one of the items they brought up this morning as a praise item and a prayer item was the fact that Kenneth's sister could be there to see that touchdown, and we prayed specifically for God to come in and work a miracle in her life. So,
yeah, that's great. Just when you hear some of the stories that these young men are going through, a lot of them we, don't share, obviously with the media, but, if people only knew half of the stuff these young men go through, they go through more stuff than even what myself as an adult never been through, and just the fact that they still come back every day ready to work, go to school and do the right thing just shows you their resiliency. And, kind of goes back to, I guess that's why Jesus said, except you become as children, because children, no matter what happens to them, no matter what life doles out to them, they come back. They come back, they fight hard, and I'm just so proud of my young men once again.
Coach, I'm going to throw out some individual numbers, and you comment on each of them. Shaq Robinson, 15 carries, 200 yards last Friday night, 5 big plays.
I think he also had a 13.3 yard per carry average, which is unreal. So that means every time he touched the ball, he put 13 yards. So it was just that kind of night. Bradwell came out of the defensive front that was different from what we practiced all week. And once we made the adjustment, Coach McKenzie made the adjustment on halftime, on the sideline, we just started picking up those run blitzes and those D linemen, and Shaq was able to exploit it with his quickness, and he's our lightning back, as we like to call him.
Ben McLeod, 10 carries, 101 yards, and a touchdown. His first 100-yard game as a Pirate. Yeah,
Ben McLeod is our thunderback. Just really works hard. He's on special teams again. I know I've said a lot about him, but he's just a great kid. The thing about Ben and Shaq is really good. They have a great partnership where they encourage each other. So Ben got to start this week, and then Shaq was able to come in. And, once they got tired of chasing Shaq, then we put Ben in. What people don't know is that rotation of fresh backs, of chasing around fresh backs, it grows tiresome for a defense and become frustrating. So that's just the vision going forward, keeping multiple backs, throwing them at defenses, so that especially in the fourth quarter of tight ball games, you can wear them down and get some huge yardage.
Coach Sean Smith, 15 carries, 158 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he was also 3 for 3 for 19 yards through the air. That's 382 yards rushing in the last 2 football games for Sean, and his team's really rallied behind him over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, just great to see the kids, rally behind such a great young man. He's humble. I think I told you before on Monday, Sean doesn't walk around, with a braggadocious mantra. He's really humble and really loves his teammates. And, me being a former offensive lineman, you love that in a leader, in a quarterback. And it makes you want to block that much harder and sacrifice your body that much harder for a guy like that. And he just is happy for other guys when they score. He was the first one that ran to the end zone to congratulate Kenneth Dallas when he scored. He had no problem. Shaq had no problems going out to wide receiver and letting, kid run that touchdown. I mean, we just got some selfless kids. And like I said before, man, we've grown this whole year and come together. Pressure does one or two things. Either split you apart or bring you together, and it has really brought our team together. And I can honestly say we are one team.
We're going to take a quick break. More to come on the Coach Larry Harold Show on the Bishop Media Sports Network. Right now, these words from our sponsors.
Best barbecue and smokehouse in Glenn County? The Copper Pig. Located at 704 Mall Boulevard. Local meat and produce markets, live gators for the kiddos to feed, mechanical pig, a $1.99 drink menu, and so much more. From barbecue to steak, you won't find it any better than at the Copper Pig. 912-289-9880. The Copper Pig is your proud home for the Larry Harold Coaches Show all season long. Thursday nights at 6 p.m. and go Pirates! That back won't stop aching or that knee won't stop throbbing? Your answer is Advanced Rehabilitation and their staff of professionals. Locations in Brunswick and on St. Simons for your convenience. Go to the place that is trusted by student athletes all over the Golden Isles as well as professional athletes. Advanced Rehabilitation specializes in neuro and orthopedics and will have you back in the game in no time. Find a clinic near you, physicaltherapygeorgia.com. Bruce Kennedy Tire is your hometown destination for tires. Michelin, Goodyear, and all the brands you trust. But don't let the name fool you. Bruce Kennedy Tire, located at 2928 Norwood Street, does more than just tires. Brakes, alignments, repair work, and more than I can mention. Bruce Kennedy is locally owned and operated, so you get the best service in Glenn County. So give Bruce a call at 912-264-6578. Bruce Kennedy Tire, a name you can trust.
Welcome back to the Brunswick High Coaches Show with head coach Larry Harold on the Bishop Media Sports Network. Kip Branch on location at the Copper Pig. This segment is brought to you by the Copper Pig, Advanced Rehab, and by Bruce Kennedy Tire. Coach, we didn't throw the ball a whole lot the other night. We didn't need to because we ran the ball so effectively, but somebody had to block. The offensive lineman blocked well. You touched a little bit on your wide receivers. How do they continue? I mean, they continue to get better as a group every week also.
Just being selfless, knowing that, again, with, Sean transitioning the quarterback so late in the season, really not going to be able to throw the ball that much, but they just, they love their teammates, and they, you hear about all these prima donna receivers, your Terrell Owens, your Chad Johnsons, your guys who just want the ball, but these guys go out every week and just are willing to block. And I'm just so happy that, we can go out there as offensive coaches and just game plan and call plays. No matter who gets the ball, the kids are going to be happy with it regardless. So I'm just happy about that aspect, as well as, maybe you're going to touch on it, just the play of our defensive line. You start looking at those stats. Defense, I think we had, one or two players with, maybe 6 or 7 solo tackles. The attack that Bradwell runs at that wing tee, where they're going to pound the ball at you. And they had some pretty good-looking players. Despite their record, they have a young team. I was quite impressed with, their size and length. And, our team was able to hang in there, shut out till late in the fourth quarter, and they, found some things where they was able to attack a weakness in our defense. But I'm just proud of my D-line, the job Coach Butts is doing with them. Proud of my linebacker core. I'm proud of my secondary and the job that Coach Williams and Coach Lockett are doing, and Coach Mayer as well.
Coach, you talk about the defensive line. Reggie Jackson, 7 tackles. Kareem Scriven, 6 tackles, and he's a convert from the offensive line earlier in the season. And that group as a whole has gotten better and better and better as the weeks go on.
Yeah, that was one of the, we felt like the reason for some of our struggles earlier in the season, especially in the Effingham County game, was the play of our defensive line. We just didn't have guys that were, defeating blocks and getting to the ball like they are now. Of course, after the city championship loss, we had to hurry up and reshuffle the offensive line. We decided to go with starting the freshmen, and it's paid dividends till now. And I know, this is society. It's an instant gratification society, but some things are better, as it builds with patience. I remember the Hunt's commercial. I know you remember. I told the kids about this. When you put the Hunt's bottle at the top of the building, the guy ran down, and by the time it came out, 30 flight, the ketchup came out. And, and the commercial said, the best thing comes to those who wait. So, we waited, and now we're seeing some of the dividends later on in the season, and hoping it's going to carry on to our off season and going forward as we try to build this program.
You're listening to the Larry Harold Coaches Show on the Bishop Media Sports Network. Coach, I'll call out the player and the number of tackles they have, and you just comment. Cam Fudge, 13 tackles last Friday night in that football game.
Just growing to a great leader. He's a physically imposing kid. He's about 5'11", 205 pounds. He was 230 when we got here. He lost over 20 pounds to get down. He's moving really well, but his leadership, his diagnosis of plays is so amazing. And once we get him in the weight room in the offseason, he's going to be a thumper. He's going to be that solid light linebacker that roams the field and plugs those holes. And he's only a sophomore, yet he's the leader of our defense.
Sherrod Frazier, 11 tackles. It seems like he's near double-digit tackles every week.
Yeah, we transitioned Sherrod from inside backer. he reminds me of another guy I coached, and we try to move him to inside, but Shiraz is a straight ahead player, so coach made the transition to move him to the outside linebacker, and he's done tremendous job there. Setting the edge when people try to run those sweet plays outside. He's so fast, he gets there, and he's doing a tremendous job buying into that role. And he's another who's going to have to add, weight in the offseason. He's only about 180 pounds, and we got to add weight to him so he can be able to bang in his 5'8" level.
Denaja Gamage, 9 tackles last week, and it just seems like he's kind of like the enforcer in that secondary.
Strong safety.
Yeah.
Also a basketball player, but he's a physical mentality, long, athletic. He's about 6'1", 6'2". But his physicality is what pops out now. He's that safety that fills the alley. He's what they're looking for at the next level now. I'm just excited to work with him. He's come back. He's only a junior, and just a great kid. He's quiet, humble, and he'll have, you go out there in the basketball season, see him, tearing down the rims and stuff in a couple of weeks as well. So he's just a tremendous athlete and a great asset to our program.
The defending state champion basketball team.
There you go, Coach Turner, baby.
I'm trying to hang another banner here in a few weeks. Coach Antonio, Tony Hayward, 7 tackles. One of my favorite guys on that whole defense, man. He's just a fun kid to be around.
And if you've never seen Tony physically, he's about the only kid that looks like he lives in a weight room. I mean, Tony's very impressive when he, takes his shirt off. But he's a 4.0 GPA kid, AP honor roll. He's in a bunch of clubs, beta club, debate clubs. He's an intelligent young man. And like I told him before, no matter what he does, whether it's being a lawyer or a scientist or whatever, he's going to be successful. But he has a tenacity that he turns on once he gets on the football field. And we just look for great things out of him too, because all these kids you named again are underclassmen. He's only a junior.
And here's one we haven't called a whole lot this year, but I see the potential. Jagarian Marcus, 7 tackles last Friday night.
Jagarian was just a sophomore. Really, played freshman football, and we moved. He's not real big, but we've been trying to find different places for him. We finally found a home for him at defensive end. And I mean, he has a motor. Tony has a motor, but he has a motor. And just his relentless pursuit last week is really showing he's working hard. And again, he's only a sophomore. We look forward to working forward with him.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back on the Brunswick High Coaches Show with head coach Larry Harrell on the Bishop Media Sports Network.
Your go-to for your business's sign, Sign-A-Rama, located at 5701 Altama, has everything you need. Flyers, business cards, banners, wraps, decals, lettering, displays, and so much more. 912-265-6463 or online at www.signarama.com. Locally owned and operated, Sign-A-Rama is a proud supporter of Glenn County Athletics, and let's go Pirates! Pristine Water is your destination for pools, spas, and pool supplies. From installation to maintenance, Pristine Water is your best choice in all of Southeast Georgia for your next pool or spa. Give Pristine Water a call at 912-264-9233 for a free estimate, or stop on in at 166 Key Circle Drive, or check Pristine Water out online at pristinewaterandpools.com. And go Pirates!
Welcome back to the Brunswick High Coaches Show with head coach Larry Harrell on the Bishop Media Sports Network. I'm Kip Branch on location at the Copper Pig. This segment is brought to you by Pristine Water and Sign-A-Rama. Coach, a lot of positives last Friday night in that football game, but the only thing that stands out that probably I know you've addressed this week is that kickoff coverage team. Talk about special teams, and I could tell you get frustrated when we give out long kickoff returns.
Well, the biggest thing is we have a great kicker, Mitch Fennerman. He's going to get stronger where our kickoff team next year, all his kicks are going to the end zone. And right now they're averaging going to the 5-yard line. But what we have right now is just not kids that are fully bought out and sold into special teams. And that's one of the emphasis that we've been talking about that we're going to address in offseason. We'll come up with some rewards and different things that we used to do in the old program to make kids want to play. I mean, anybody who plays special teams, you're running down there full speed, and people are looking to knock your head off, and a lot of kids don't want to do it, but you have to make it appealing to the kids. And we'll come up with some things. The only other thing, special team wise, that I know we can't have come tomorrow night is the muff punt. It seems like we've had at least 3 or 4 of those this year, and this has never happened as much in my career. But we worked on it all this week, and we'll get better going forward and really get a chance. Again, we haven't even been here a whole year, kid. So there's some things that we'll be able to focus on going forward that we won't have these problems come 2016.
Coach, you're 9 games in your first year here at Brunswick High. The record's not what you had hoped it would be. But I look back, I was talking to one of my friends today and was telling him about 2 or 3 football games of a break here, a break there, goes our way. Man, we're sitting here at 6-3 right now instead of 3-6. So we're close to, I feel like we're close to being a playoff team, and with another year of off-season work and weight room and just getting better. A lot of it will come with age, but sophomore to junior transition. And just talk a little bit about your first season, and just talk a little bit about expectations moving forward you have for the football program.
Well, as I said before, my family and I were still glad to be here, still excited. The thing that I would tell people is they'll ask me, what do you think about your first year? If you could change anything, I wouldn't change a thing, kid. And the reason being is because, I feel like God does everything for a purpose, everything happens for a reason. And I've truly got to see the kids that we have now are our foundation kids who I know no matter what happens, win, lose, or draw, they're going to be with us. They're going to work hard. They're going to show up. We have 28 sophomores. We got 21 juniors, and I think 21 freshmen coming back. So that'll be sophomores. So we have young numbers to build upon. And like I told them today, this is the core where we're going to grow this thing going forward, and we'll look back, appreciate those seniors and everything they've done. But everything they've done is going to prepare those seniors for life going forward. They can go through adversity, a 6-game losing streak, which felt like an eternity, to turn around and be able to get some momentum at the end of the season. So we'll learn from this going forward, and this will be motivation. Those 6 losses will be motivation all season to hit those weights, to watch film, to run harder, and make sure that this, experience doesn't happen again going forward.
This is the Larry Harrell Coaches Show on the Bishop Media Sports Network. Coach, we go on the road on a Thursday night TV game, WSAV Channel 3 out of Savannah, game of the week. We travel over to Waycross tomorrow night to play the Ware County Gators, and everybody in these parts know what the Ware County Gators bring to the table. You've seen them on film. Tell us what we already know. Big,
physical, and just, they're a typical Franklin Stephen coach team. They're going to be wing T, 3-3-5. They got 3 big, strong backers. One of the kids committed to Georgia Tech. And they're just going to pound that ball at you. They're going to run the ball 30, 35 times. On defense, they're going to blitz and stunt and bring pressure. And their special teams are always solid. So we travel over there, with not a lot of people not giving us a chance, but believe it or not, we've had great practice, and our kids are excited about, playing this game. This is our playoff game. This is our swan song to end our season that we want to finish on a high note. And to tip it off, it's a TV game on Thursday night. It's live streamed. I don't know what the live stream address is, but it is on our Power web page if anybody's interested. But I told them today, everybody across the state will be watching, in some other states. I know, my family, in Alabama, Louisiana, called and said they'll be watching. So we have people all over watching, and just to get a chance to go out there and show how much we've improved over this season and over the last two weeks is great for our program, great for our kids, and great for our staff.
And when they look at the schedule prior to the season, when they choose these television games, they look for intriguing matchups. And regardless of what our record is this year, we play Ware County tough, and we've had some wars with those guys over the years, and I hope they're not taking us lightly tomorrow night.
I hope they are. But regardless of again what they do, I know Coach Stevie will have them ready, but we gonna be ready as well. Our kids, again, will just run around jubilant and just excited about the opportunity to play on a Thursday night, game of the week. And like I said, just go out there and go there and show, how much we really improved. We take a big step up in competition level than what we had, last week and the previous week. So, we get to go be the upper echelon, not only our region, but in the state. And we're excited about the opportunity. It's the reason, again, why we chose this job, because we want to go against the big boys in South Georgia.
Coach, what would it mean to get the third straight win after the season, after the tough breaks we've had this year? What would getting a third straight win over a quality opponent like Ware County mean to the program going into the offseason?
It's indescribable. The kids are already excited about the offseason, and, we told them some things we're going to do, but a win like that will, again, confirm to them all the things we tell about working hard, persevering through adversity. And those months get hard when you go from January all the way till July. No football, just basically drills and weightlifting and running. That a win like that will always be in the back of those kids' minds. So when they don't feel like lifting or doing that last sprint or going through that last drill, they'll remember why. Why you're doing this, why this stuff works, and it'll just be a tremendous pride for our community, our school, and our administration. I think you said it the other day, we haven't beaten Ware since 2008, and we really want to get off the schneid. We really want to put on a good showing. And like I tell those kids, tomorrow night, we are not only representing ourselves, we represent their parents, we represent their families, our community, and our school. And we really want to go out there and put on a good showing in Waycross.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for that win last Friday night. Out of the 3 teams that I pulled for, the Pirates, the Bulldogs, and my Detroit Lions, the Pirates were the only team to be able to put up a W last weekend, and it made what happened last Saturday a little bit more bearable. Thank you.
Yeah, well, we glad we could do that. And we're looking for more to come. And again, like I said, I just want to thank my whole coaching staff who's stuck with us. We have some great coaches. I'm just happy for my young men, their parents, and the Pirate football family. Our administration is great, and our student body. And just to get that win last week for homecoming was for them. And I'm just glad that I could be a part of it.
Good luck tomorrow night, Coach.
Thank you, Kip. And as we always say, go Pirates.
Thank you for joining us for the Brunswick High Coaches Show with Coach Larry Harold on the Bishop Media Sports Network. Come out to the Copper Pig each Thursday night, well, Wednesday night tonight because of the Thursday game, but each Thursday night at 6 p.m. for the Coach Larry Harold Show. I'm Kip Branch signing off, and like Coach said, go Pirates.